that you get PhD because there are chances that you can go to the hospital if you don't know if you're a PhD holder, right? You go to the hospital and maybe let's say your family doesn't have money or you are not known, you are not popular. You know that it's very possible that you can sleep on that floor.
You can be a medical doctor. You can be working where the same place you work, and if there are no beds, you sleep on the floor.
You can sleep on the
Yes.
right? But my issue with him is you now have people, and even the media houses in Ghana. I don't know how come they've bought into this, making comparisons between PhD and then a passport.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got his passport, but we know he's married to probably a Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
And just by virtue of that, you have the audacity to stand somewhere and talk about you having the passport being stronger than a PhD passport. They're talking about.
Welcome to another video with the Gonksmen TV. Today I'm here with Stanley, Dr. Stanley Atinkanto. He has been on the channel before, and our friend Wilfred, who is coming to give the the against, or are you for the motion or against the motion? Anyway.
Oh, I am for the motion.
You are for the So if you have been on Twitter the past week in Ghana, something has been trending, right? There has been this conversation that was sparked up because some guy came to post about how his Dutch passport is worth more than a PhD end from Ghana University. So we thought we would have a conversation about this particular topic, and then maybe talk about why the aftermath of that conversation, certain things that have been going on social media. A lot of people have been doing posts on, okay, what would you choose between the two? And kind of like that, delve into the reasons why some of these things are occurring and what we can do as a nation to make life more comfortable for all of us, so that our people don't run away to other countries to go and do things and then start saying denigrating things about the country. But before we go into the video itself, we will take a minute to watch what the guy posted on X. His name is Kofi Gabs. You can go and follow him for his content. But let's show the video that the guy version, and then we can delve into the conversation.
Madame Fopa, your friend Romeo. Down me figure na 23rd March 2018. No driving me call airport. Cecilia or US Chicago. 6 years name in Hunie. Holland ha me timini maybe a US embassy. But one because of this passport. I no pay me cast some person because Romeo. Me te toilet soon I'm filling US ESTA application. Me try just $21. You can't tell me say be take 72 hours and send me your approval. In 1 hour 20 minutes, and I'm approval by. Don't want the power of this passport. PhD will go on cramba. Passport your friend over achievement. Romeo, I'm coming.
I mean,
he dive into
very great points, but his mistake was comparing it to.
Okay, so what be your problem plus this video the guy do?
My problem is for him to compare it to a PhD, or in fact, even if he had said a BSc, he would still not have been right. Because my issue is he made good points. Don't compare it to education. You know how social media is. You are now going to stir up this conversation. People, young children are coming up, and then they are going to think that traveling out of the country is the only way out. And that is not it. Because there are different things that you can do. I mentioned this on X. With your degree, if you are focused, if you know what you are after, you can. Yeah. This passport does not really, apart from what his main argument was, the liberty with which he could travel. Apart from that, what else?
Well, subsequent videos he has shown how, like, even though he's a cleaner, his children go to like appreciably good schools, right? And he has said other things that this is why he's saying what he's saying. So for me, even when I first saw the video, I didn't take it as he was making a point that as he's for background. Let's give a background to those who might not understand tree, because the video was in tree. Kofi Gabs said in his video that he's now a Dutch citizen. He was a Ghanaian citizen before. He's now a Dutch citizen, and he was applying for a visa to come to the US to come see a friend who he hasn't met in a while. So he filled a form very quickly online, and then he was able to get a response within an hour, even though it said it will be ready in 72 hours. And the fact that he sees that the Dutch passport has given him a certain level of access that even a PhD holder from a university from Ghana would not have. Okay, so when I watched the video the first time, I took it as he was making a point about the standard of living. That's because I've come across some of his videos before, now before he got the Dutch passport, and how he talks about, oh, he's doing menial jobs in Netherlands, he's just a cleaner, blah blah blah, but he can afford the simple things in life. So I had a context watching his video from that point. I understand your point about making a comments that is degrading for PhD holders and things. But people they come online every day, they talk about, oh, are they do something for Abuchi, are they get more money past somebody for the banker for Ghana.
We know,
and they get money past. So people don't get problem. But if you talk PhD people, then you
no, it's not just about that. Those people, you just don't give them that kind of platform. Because if you tell me that you are making $3,000 in a month, and then you convert it to Ghana cedis, and because of that you think you are making more than a banker, you're not making sense. Because Winfred is here, he is the banker. You know the standard of living is different. So
I no. So the thing is, I think most people are having a problem with the statement just because he made reference to the PhD holders, and I don't think it's right, because if he had said even a cleaner like me in Ghana doesn't get the same access that I'm getting, I don't think people would have taken offense to it, and that kind of shows how Ghanaians are like. I think it's a classist society, right? So like we put ourselves in certain classes and we see that other people are not. This guy is a cleaner, and look, for all you know, this is something that he has suffered in Ghana. Maybe he was a cleaner back in Ghana. Let's say he was a cleaner back in Ghana. The money he was earning in Ghana, he can't compare it to what he's earning where he is now, though the economies are different, right? So I think it was coming from, I think it was just coming from a place of joy that he's a cleaner where he is. He's recognized for his work.
Videos. It wasn't just an instant.
No, that was the beginning. It was the beginning. It was after the reactions to the video that brought his reactions to the subsequent videos, right? Because if he had brought that video and it didn't get the audience or it didn't get the reactions that it got, I'm not sure he would have followed up with those subsequent videos. If he was shitting on PhD holders, I don't think he would want to put his child in school. His children go to school, right? And I'm sure he will be gunning for them to attain the best education that they can get.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I don't think he's like looking down on PhD holders. He's just saying
he cannot look down.
He can't look down. He can't. Yes, you're a cleaner. You're a cleaner. So I mean, the thing is, he's just trying to state, and it's a fact. He's just trying to state a fact. Look, the PhD holders in Ghana, when they want to get a visa to US, they have to go and join a queue under a tree at the US embassy, standing by the runabout. There's no chair. Look, look, and that's even something. So before you enter the embassy itself, there's a very long queue, and you are standing by the roadside. People going to work, people coming from work, wherever they are, they see that you are standing under the sun, waiting to go get a visa. And that's what he's trying to say, that the power of the Dutch passport is he's in the comfort of his home and he's applying for it. Do you get it? I think that was what he was referring to, that if you hold a PhD passport, it doesn't guarantee you the ease of applying for a Dutch passport.
PhD passport?
No, a PhD. If you are holding a PhD, it doesn't guarantee that you can sit in your home and apply for a US visa.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Yeah.
The whole point is, and that's what we need to address today, the differences between the two countries.
Yes.
Okay.
In terms of quality of life, in terms of ease of access to certain basic things, and that. I think that was his point. That was the whole point of this video. Right?
Yes.
But my issue with him is, you now have people, and even the media houses in Ghana, I don't know how come they've bought into this, making comparisons between PhD and then a passport.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got his passport, but we know he's married to probably a Dutch. And just by virtue of that, you have the audacity to stand somewhere and talk about you having the passport being stronger than a PhD. You know what people with PhDs are also doing. They just don't come out to tell you that maybe I have this, I have that.
Yeah, that's why
Ghanaians like that. Those people who tend to travel outside would try and make every situation about themselves, just trying to show that they are now better off than they were in Ghana. But the main thing that we need to address now is how do we also make our country better, so that our children will not grow up thinking that getting just a passport is more valuable than quality education, which can actually influence certain things to help change the country.
Yeah. So for me, I think bringing the PhD into the argument and making it seem like he was trampling down a PhD, especially a PhD earned in Ghana. That part was a throwaway comment. I didn't take it. I think people say a lot of things on social media, right? And social media, it just be clicks. People just want to make somebody watch, right?
Yeah.
He will hold a beer and he say, "Is where that he will laugh." For me, when I saw the video, the first thing that came to mind was, okay, I think this goes to the heart of like a standard of living issue, right? If you are, say, a PhD, this is how I took his video. He's saying in Netherlands, I'm a cleaner, I'm the lowest of the low. I mean, it's not a glamorous job, and a lot of people on social media have been telling, "Oh, you are just a cleaner, shut up," blah blah blah. So I think a lot of people agree that he's the lowest of the low. There, he's not anybody, right? And in the Ghanaian society, a PhD, and even not just in the Ghanaian society. I mean, for example, in the US, there's about, like, depending on where you read, there's about only 1.2% to about 2% of the population that has a PhD, and they tend to be in the middle class to the upper middle class for the most part. I think what he was saying mostly was that somebody who is in the lowest of the low in the Netherlands, right, compared to somebody who would be in a typical middle to high class in Ghana, I have access to certain things that if you are even a PhD in Ghana, you not get. And he used his ability to travel by just sitting in the comfort of his home, applying for a visa without going through the hassle of go and bring 6 months a bank statement, go and bring your mother's birth certificate, your father's. Tell me why you come back to your country. A cardiologist was rejected from going to Spain to go and attend a conference where he was giving a presentation because they said he hasn't shown why he returned to Ghana. Like some of these things, it's like, wait, fine, the Spanish embassy, they are at fault for that. But then we can also look at our own, like what's the standard of living for people in Ghana, so that somebody who is even a cleaner can afford to take their child to a good school with good amenities. Shall we all know me? I go side to if I go and see my school building right now, he'd be like, wait, so if somebody they sell water, so the person he didn't know if we go better school. We will fix those things. So say we all, like the way they talk, we all go just left them with the CCO, we can't obtain them things. If people where they stay Ghana too, then to them fulfill say Charlie, the things they work. That be the thing we before try them.
And these are system factors. The fact he mentioned that his son is sort or his schooling in a good, he's not paying for that, right?
Yeah, it's not.
But he's in the system. Why should he pay? That's
the son is a citizen.
He pays taxes. He pays
that
taxes.
Means that he pays taxes. That's right.
He's not paying nothing.
But he's not paying out of pocket for the son's education.
Yeah.
So if you tell me that he's a cleaner and he can still afford, the afford here is in
no, not afford per se, but like his children can go to a good school. I guess that's what I'm saying. That's the heart of what I'm saying. It's not that.
But isn't that what Nanado is also trying to do?
Oh, please, let's be serious and objective here.
But
even the basic school is not free. Basic school is not free.
Basic school is free.
Which country are we talking about?
I go basic school, so I thought it be free. But that has been there since.
No, but you see, the thing is, the basic school. If we are being honest, how many of the people who go to basic school churn out like?
Yeah, people don't go to public basic school.
Yes,
most people
most people just. Yes, so like that's what I'm saying. That you see, I think all that he's saying is leading to the fact that the systems in Ghana, because the countries with the powerful passports, they didn't just wake up one day, or it wasn't bestowed on them. They built their economies, and you see, all these things are interconnected. They build their economies, they build their country, they put themselves in a certain pedigree, and then they got those rights, or they got the chances to.
I don't think so, because they are benefiting a lot from colonial. I don't think that had to build their economy before they got their powerful passport. Their passport was already powerful from the get-go. I mean that's a fact. Like
I don't think. I don't think that's how it works. Well, maybe that could play a part.
That's how it played out in history.
Okay,
they colonize you. That's it. What else will you do?
No, but I mean, No, like I mean, yeah. So some countries they colonize some people and they got that power. I mean, and that's how it is. Even in the jungle, the lion hunts other animals and it is
You,
feared. So
you
that
can't
one
get
it's
they have
yeah
sustained it.
They have
yes
They didn't just say we are powerful and then they went to sleep. They have
yeah
sustained it and they
yeah
continue to build international relationships. And so you can't refuse them when they try and kind of establish deals with you and other things. And that's what strengthens your passport. But we as a country are just chasing these Western countries for loans, mismanaging funds. And so how would they respect us?
yeah. So
How would they
that's I think
respect us
that is what
as a
Kofi
country?
was referring to, right? That and he made really strong points, right? That okay, I mean those were subsequent videos that we are chastising him that he's looking down on PhD holders, which he is not. But most of the decisions that are being made in the country are made by PhD holders, and he's giving like evidence and giving talking about how aspiring president currently Baumia is saying that the Ghana card is worth more than 1,000 roads and all those kind of things,
interchanges, yeah.
which yes, which I don't think is right, because I mean the Ghana card that they brought was a great thing, right? But even that, you don't really see how they are coordinating it to influence or have an impact in the Ghanaian economy.
Yeah.
Because for people that, I mean, so you start doing the Ghana card, which is right. You are linking it to our mobile numbers, which is right. Linking it to our SNET and all those things. But then again, I mean, this Ghana card, they are creating a great database, but you don't know, they are not showing any clear indications of how they are going to use or how they are going to integrate it into our system for us to be like the way, let's say, the US has their social security and it's linked to everything. You are able to get people's information, their address and all those things from it. I mean, you could I saw a post on X, right, that someone was calling the police in a case of emergency, and the police number wasn't going through because they said his number is not registered with his Ghana card, which the thing was. So it shows that there are flaws in it. Like it's normal that there will be flaws, right? But they don't show any clear path that this is what they are doing. It's like they are just doing something, going back and forth, trying to put things together to represent something. So those were the things that he was like pointing to, that these are things that are not
that need to be
like
fixed.
Yeah, these are things that need to be fixed. These are things that we need to look at. And if we keep moving in the direction we are moving, there's no way, because if you say that, and you see this 1,000 roads that you are choosing your Ghana card over, the Ghana card you are choosing over, it's a new thing. We've not seen any clear direction, but the roads are physical. The road leads, like, connects cities and stuff, right? So if you are not able to do them and the roads are deplored, and I mean the accidents here and there, you are killing all your human resources and stuff. How are you choosing that over a Ghana card? You get it? And this is a PhD holder, quote unquote, right? So if you are making this decision and he's coming at you,
political PhD holder, the political people.
no. So you see,
Yeah,
yes,
but
exactly.
that's the thing. The PhD is supposed to be solving research, right? It's supposed to, so it makes you an expert in a field, right? And you contribute to knowledge in the field. You are a go-to person, right? When it comes to those fields. In Ghana, a lot of our leaders have had like PhDs and all of that, right? And for a lot of for most of our history, you have all these talk shows and everything where they proffer solutions when they are in opposition and all of that. They don't implement it, or even at least to the degree that they say they are going to implement it when they come into power, and everything is a shambles. Okay, so I like, we have to make the PhD count for more than just I've acquired a PhD and I'm a smart person. It has to reflect in the lives of the people. It has to reflect by the quality of the decision making that we are doing. It has to reflect even with things like integrity, right? If you have a PhD, you have a high degree of knowledge and you can apply it. You should know what is right for the people, what is not. You shouldn't be embezzling funded because you think that you are the smartest person. All those things, the PhD has to come to the fore so that we can move forward. Me, I don't like the fact that he the way he structured this video, it made it seem like, oh, my dad passport is better than a PhD. But I'm not looking at it from that angle. I'm looking at it from, okay, how can the country structure itself? How can we move in a certain direction where a lot of Ghanaians people move out and go to other countries and do things like cleaning, they are okay with it because in that system, for example, you have access to like good roads. Okay, if you are a cleaner or whatever, you can sit in the comfort of your home and order something on Amazon. It will come. It is something that's available to the president of that country and available to you as well.
To you,
If
exactly.
if we know that healthcare costs a lot of money here, right? So when you get sick, you can be in a lot of debt. It's one of the reasons why people go into debt. But when you get an accident, for example, the ambulance will be called in 5 minutes and it will come.
That's you.
You know, and you go through they will save your life. Recently, a top actor in Ghana was involved in an accident in the wind, and you can see how like people had to like carry him, like people were carrying him like he's just an ordinary person and taking him to the hospital. You know, some of those things. It is true that maybe you might be in the upper echelons, maybe you might have money or whatever in Ghana, living a certain level of life that the ordinary person is not living. But they say Ghana can happen to you, right? These
Exactly.
are
That's the
the small things.
statement.
These are the small things you don't have control over. Why is the
Yeah.
Accra to Kumasi road not dualized the whole way through? Why is it that one car is coming, one car is going on a highway, and then there can be head-on collisions that whether you're a PhD holder or you're a cleaner, you can die very easily. All these Ebony and those musicians and celebrities that have died on sound, like there will be a road, then they are constructing and the sand is somewhere that is not supposed to be. Somebody drives into it in the night and is killed. Those things, whether you're a PhD holder or not, you can face them very easily, you know. So me, that's my concern. Let's try and our leaders and our people as well should try and make systems good so that the ordinary person, like Kofi Gap's equivalent in Ghana, can live a fulfilled life. Me, that's why I don't think people can attain. Like I said, it's about 2% of the population, even in the US, that have PhDs. So most people in the world will never have a PhD.
Yeah.
So let's look at the 98% of the people who are of all walks of life, how we can make the country better for all of them. And that's me, my concern. Stanley.
So how it seems we all agree on that. I mean, he made great points. How do we then go about it as a country? Where do we start from? From our leaders, from ourselves, in terms of our mentality? What do we do to get to this particular state where a cleaner will be okay in the country and say that I'm comfortable doing this and I don't need to do any extra gigs just to survive?
For me, I think we have to start trying to tackle basic problems. Recently, when I listen to a lot of their political speeches and everything, they are going too far ahead of themselves, right? People are talking about things like AI and those things. Look, so when you hear some of the political comments, like, oh, some countries are going to space and the moon and we are here, blah, blah. Just focus on the basic problems. Part of the issues that we have is like our inflation is way out of gear. And that's because we have, and our currency issues is bonkers. Okay, we are importing a lot of things that we should not import. So something like the planting for food, and we say we have put in 3 billion to planting for food and jobs, for example. Why are we not seeing it translate into food prices? We should get to we should get to a point where it's like, okay, when it comes to food, when it comes to the basic food like items that we produce it ourselves and we have an abundance of it so that we can export it. Like, let's just focus on making sure that, okay, when it comes to food issues in Ghana, we don't have a food issue. We have all the arable land. We have deployed good measures so that both the government and the private sector can partner to have large-scale farms. We've invested money into it. We are planting. When it comes to food, we have solved it. You know, okay. Then we move to something like, okay, education. Let's solve all the schools with under trees. I don't think the money is, for example, if you budget 400 million for something like a cathedral, right? If you take that 400 million, you can solve all the schools under trees. There will not be even one under trees. You can solve that. So those basic problems. Like, let's take a pen and write all of them down. Cancel those ones before we start thinking of AI. Those things are far-fetched at this point for us. For me, I want somebody who is a big, let's say, a cleaner or whatever in the country to be able. We are able to digitalize with the Ghana card and all of that. That's good. We should be able to track who is paying taxes, who is not paying taxes, collect their taxes. We should be able to deploy them to solving. Let's cancel those basic things then we can move to more intermediate problems and more advanced problems. It doesn't also mean that we will neglect all those advanced problems as we are going along, but most of our resources should be focused on canceling out basic things. I think sometimes the policies are very incoherent. They are all over the place. At the end of the day, they will apply it for 8 years, and then you sit back and you say, okay, what have we really achieved with this policy? We are doing so many things, juggling so many balls at the same time, and nothing is sticking. For me, that's my issue.
So you see that one problem I also have is this. Or one reason why I agree with what Kofi Gab said is this. The three of us sitting here, right? We are able to think like this, think about these things. You can't tell me that someone who is a PhD holder and has been given the authority or the mandate to be a leader can't think of these things.
So what is the problem?
The problem is these are things that they think of, and they are just deliberately not doing them, or they are just deliberately trying to siphon money out of government coffers, or they just run the country. It's just wickedness. Because you can't tell me that someone who is a PhD holder doesn't, like, you hold a PhD in finance or marketing or whatever, and you can't think of like basic things to tackle inflation. Look, the inflation issue, it's a whole circle. Like, there are things that are leading to it. It's not just one factor. If you are spending more than you are earning, definitely you are going to incur, like, the inflation is going to go up. They are like just basic things. The amount, if Ghana is going to do a project and you listen to the amount they quote for the project, you look at another country, they are doing a similar or even something that's lesser than that,
much more than
or
that.
much more than that, and the budget is like, you get it. Like, how is it that you are going to, let's go to sports, let's say you are going to AFCON, you are going to World Cup, and then the money you are budgeting to go and spend is more than the money you are going to make? So then what is the, do you actually need to go there? It's like, I mean, these are basic things. So this, like, you see, and most of the things Kofi is saying, you don't need to hold a PhD, you don't need to hold a BSc. If you have basic knowledge in just life, not education, there are certain things that won't add up to it for you. Like, I mean, if let's say the decisions our leaders are making, if it is their personal business, you are going to you run it that like that, right? If I'm going to World Cup and I'm going to earn $5 million, will I spend $25 million to go and to go to the World Cup? It doesn't make sense. I'm making a loss of 20 million. It doesn't make sense in any way. And it's not like, fine, look, Ghana has got recognition by football because we went to the World Cup several times. We even got to the quarterfinals at a point. Most people know Ghana through football. That makes sense. But if you see, like, now, most people you talk to, they are saying, why is Ghana football getting bad? Meanwhile, the rise for Ghana football was just, we didn't go to the World Cup until 2006. We hadn't represented in the World Cup. And between 2006 and, let's say, the last World Cup was 2022, right? Between 2006 and that period, Ghana football should be projecting, because it's just a short span. If you look at the Spains, the Argentinas, the Italys, their football has been going up, and it's not gone down any moment. Like, I mean, they have some lows and then they come right back up. But Ghana has just been going, the whole of 2024. Ghana hadn't won in a football match until like 2 days ago or something.
Like, we are going to the World Cup. We are making all this money. We are not really.
Yes.
So
exactly.
That's like a microcosm of the issues that we
everything that we are talking about.
We have the resources are coming, but it's like it's going somewhere. The
PhD holders are not making use of the PhD.
You know,
that is the thing.
What frustrates me more is that these people have been in the Western world. They've schooled in the Western world. They have their children, they have houses and other things. They know what quality of life is. But somehow, I don't know. I think the world is just wickedness. Somehow, they are not able to give us the basic things. Keep our lights on. Give us good roads so that we can travel and feel safe. Basic things that we are asking for. Just keep our inflation down. We're able to afford food. You know, with your
that's all.
daily whatever.
Maybe that's why the PhD holders in Ghana are angry, because they didn't get their PhD from outside the country.
I don't think I don't think that is it. But yes, Kofi made great points. He's living the life. I mean, It may not be the most luxurious life, definitely.
Yeah.
But he has what he wants. He goes to work, he comes back, there is light.
Yeah.
He can cook his
Basic
food,
things.
he can do whatever he wants. And he's able to afford, some 1 or 2 outings. Maybe not a vacation for the year, but he's able to afford 1 or 2 outings.
That's
all.
For
him, that is enough. And that's what most people are asking for. And our leaders are not able to provide that. And so then it will come to this argument where they will feel that they are better than you because they've seen the life that they used to live when they were in Ghana, and they've seen the vast difference when they came to the outside world. And
so you see that
trying to get a passport. Everybody's trying to
Everybody
enters the third world country and they are looking for avenues to secure their passport so that they know that their stay is
secure. Charlie, you don't get problem. I saw a picture of the Kofi. He posted a picture, right, where he went to a hospital in one of the major hospitals in Ghana.
Yeah.
I think it was 37.
37,
in 2006 or something, there were no beds. And he had to lie on the floor to be taken care of. Yeah, I think he had typhoid or something like that.
I think pneumonia. He said pneumonia.
Or pneumonia, okay.
Yeah.
20 years down the line, this guy
same issues.
Done his go to Netherlands. Same issues. We are still facing
same issues.
So if he tells me that his
I saw a sarcastic tweet where the person was like, okay, let's say we want to prove him wrong. Yes. So what do we use to prove him wrong? Unfortunately, the same issues.
You see, so when he tells you that
we made his point for him, and
yes, so when he tells you that, oh, me, if I have my Dutch passport or even just living in the Netherlands or whatever, and I go to a hospital, I'll not sleep on the floor. That passport is better than you that you get a PhD because there are chances that you can go to the hospital if you don't know if you're a PhD holder, right? You go to the hospital and maybe let's say your family does not have money or you are not known. You are not popular. You know that it's very possible that you can sleep on that floor.
You can be a medical doctor. You can be working where the same place you work, and if they see there are no beds, you sleep on the floor.
You can sleep on the floor. So, you see, and when he said that, I was like, okay, you are not better than a PhD holder. Of course, the person has acquired some knowledge that but like the quality of life, like that's all I want us to be able to address, right? And then say, okay, this bed issue, how do we solve? What are the practical steps to solve it? How can we raise the funds, manage the funds so that it doesn't dissipate into all kinds of people's pockets, and then make it so that at no point will somebody go to a hospital and have to sleep on the floor, whether the person is a PhD holder or the person is a market woman or the person is a banker or whatever. We have to be able to see we have crossed this thing out of our system. That's all I want for us to be able to do.
Look, let's bring this thing even into context. A cleaner in the US or in any other country will not compare themselves to a PhD holder. Even though, yes, they may be earning good money, but the PhD holder is a PhD holder. Do you get it? Like they won't make that comparison. They won't. But someone in Netherlands who is a cleaner can compare themselves to a PhD holder in Ghana.
I don't think there should be a
comparison. He's not comparing because of his status, right?
Yeah.
He's comparing because of one, maybe let's say the kind of life he's living.
Basic things, yeah.
If you compare, even aside that, let's say the money he's earning, Ghana is a country that dollarizes everything, right? So your salary comes, everything comes. If you want to go and buy a house, it's quoted in dollars. If you want to buy a car, now it's quoted in dollars and all those things. Someone who is in US, yes, someone who is in US or something, who is a cleaner, who is earning money in dollars, can compare themselves because you are basically comparing or converting all your currencies into dollars. So he earning his money in dollars. We say, oh, but if I'm earning $3,000 here and I go to Ghana, I can go and take this apartment that they are renting it out for $200 a month or $300 a month. You see, those are some of the things. And I mean, the government will come out and say, oh, don't quote your price in dollars. But then you go to the port to clear your car and it's quoted in dollars.
The government
it's conflicting. Exactly. It's conflicting, right? So these are some minor things that's making him get the platform that he's getting. Because I mean, if you are not doing all these things, if you are putting things in place, a PhD, you can't. There's no place that a cleaner will go and compare yourself to a PhD holder. It's just nuts.
Social media platforms, everybody is like, I need
to.
The other last point maybe I'll make too is that let's also make our African passports a little bit more powerful by giving each other access to African countries. There was a video where Dangote was saying that the richest man in Africa, he has to apply for visa to be able to go to 35 of the African countries. 35 out of 54 or so. He has to apply for a visa to go to 30. Why? So
That's crazy.
Let's start by making our passports a little bit more powerful.
Yeah.
So by giving each other access to Africa, we can trade amongst each other, move amongst each other, go and see tourist sites.
We don't trust ourselves.
We don't trust ourselves.
Everybody knows say everybody knows for inside. So they don't want to trust anybody.
Nobody
It's crazy. I mean, even every now and then you hear South Africa is fighting Nigerians to leave their countries. Nigerians are fighting Ghanaians to leave their countries. Ghanaians are fighting. Like, I mean, those are some of it. Those are like just basic things. These are things that we should be able to tackle. And I mean, Charlie, for me, I honestly speaking, where I sit, I don't give. Oh wait, seriously, like where I sit. You let me talk. Where I sit in my corner at Domi Pillar 2. I don't think that in the next 8, 10, or even 15 years, things are going to get better for Ghana.
Because so that was the question I was going to ask. I was going to ask both of you whether how do you see? Do you think that there is a way out? Do you think that
if you listen to the things, the policies that they are coming up with, and the direction they are going, it's like they don't have any direction at all. Because this person is saying this. I mean, there are two major parties in Ghana, right? NDC and PP. So those are the people, the PhD holders. They are the. It's like, I mean, they are all saying different things, and Charlie.
Now the options are very few. It's either you go into politics or you look at, honing your skills somewhere else.
Yes, that's it, and that's where Kofi Gabs comes in. You see,
his cleaning skills.
Yes, exactly. Even lectures, and you see the funny thing is the PhD holders we are defending, when their wives are pregnant, they try to secure visas for them to come outside to have kids, not because of the health, not because of the health system or anything. I mean, people give birth in Ghana and they are fine. It's because of the passport, because they won't fly you to a country like UK where when you are giving birth to there, you won't get a passport. No, they'll fly you to US, like Canada, because they know once you give birth there, you get a citizenship. You get it. So like, I mean, he's looking. I don't think he's looking down on the PhD holders anyway, but he's just trying. He's just trying to draw our attention to a particular thing, that it's good. It's good to be educated, but if you're educated in the wrong country, that is what he's trying. Oh yeah, it's true. It's like, I mean, seriously, look, if we are being honest, right, there are so many talents or so many people who have certain abilities who are in Ghana, and they are not getting the exposure.
To use this channel, get a message across so that it doesn't come. Let's see, okay, and let's keep in mind, education is essential. Doesn't matter.
It's key.
Education is essential. If you can be educated, you should definitely go for it. And
yes,
it will surprise you the number of people who have used their certificates to get like very essential positions outside the country and all that. And even in the country, okay, it's not all the PhD holders who are into politics and all that. Those people are on a different line. But people their knowledge to cause changes in their societies, and that's what we need to enforce. We shouldn't make it or dwell on the fact that education is not essential. And I know people who have watched the videos, people who are not, privy to maybe what he was trying to say, people will just take it literally. There's no need being educated. I need to find a way out of the country just to go and do some menial jobs. But you can actually be educated, use your certificates, go to the proper channels, set yourself up in a Western country and make exploits. We have people in research. We have people discovering vaccines and other things, and that's something that is available to you. So education, you cannot undermine it at all. But we get his points. So let's just ways of making our passport also stronger, so that later in future our children can also use the children can use the Ghanaian passport, to
insult somebody. Which country do you want them to use it to insult?
we should at least Ghana UK should be an easy route.
Hey, UK there, you put on respect UK crowd.
No. Ghana EU.
Ghana EU
be an easy route, so that we don't have this discourse come 20 years time.
Yeah, country. Yeah.
But you see, the funny thing is, 20 years from now, if we have kids, they will come and they will be discussing the same thing that we are discussing.
It will change.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. And that is why we are having this discussion to look for ways that we can improve or strengthen our passports so that at least we diverge from these discussions and look at more, I'll mention more higher problems, tackle more higher problems.
Yeah. Yes, let's solve the basic issues. Let's make sure our country is good and people can thrive in there, so that people don't think that when we are coming to their countries because we are running away, you know.
Exactly.
And,
I mean,
we can
the way Ghana is very sweet. If things
Ghana,
were fine,
if you get Ghana sweet, I swear.
Ghana is very.
And it comes back to it's very demeaning, you know. As you mentioned, going to stand in the queue, somebody treating you, even a security guard at the US embassy thinks that he's better than you just because you are coming. We all have our trauma. We all have our. It's very demeaning. So I get his point. You can be the professor, you can be whatever. When it comes for you to go for a visa, you need to stand in the queue. You need to follow some people. Just to go and stand in front of somebody.
I mean, even this, I think that it shouldn't be the case, right? Like, I mean, what's stopping our government from talking to the US consulate that, okay, wait. Like, I mean, these are steps. Like, so, okay, let's say you can shadow people. I mean, you can't go to the Arab countries and go and dictate how you want your things to be done. Do you get it? Like, they've put themselves. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's all part. If we start putting things in place and we stop going to them to go and borrow and stuff, we can tell them that, okay, for your interviews, just schedule these people for this date. Don't let people come and queue in the sun and stand there and spend the whole day just because you want to interview. I think that I have problem because I don't think it's.
I mean, they have to fix it. I'm just saying
so just fix the date. That okay, this date I'm just giving people access to 100 people.
Where they won't go, no.
The people who apply the 5 years. They make the government build shed for the down for the
5 years waiting time was a for everybody the one left.
Charlie. Yeah, so but like if then they put, you see, look, I'm not saying plenty people then they left Ghana. If things were working right in Ghana, they won't move a step. There are people who have been in Ghana for over 40, 50 years and not even gone to any African country. Their first step was leave to maybe US or UK because they are going to seek a better life. Yes. So if the person has been able to stay there for 50 years, if things are working right, they don't mind staying there forever. So that one day, the people are moving because things are not working.
They say when our passports be green because we are seeking greener pastures.
Who said that? Somebody who is part of the current government campaigning as if he's in opposition.
It says when I come.
Charlie. He said, God forbid the Baumia presidency. God forbid it. It's not happening.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
That's another topic for another day. Viewers, thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe.
Yes, I hope you found our conversation informative. If you have anything to add to the conversation, please put it in the comment section. And yes, like, share, subscribe. We will be back with another video in due time. Bye.